The state calls Mr. Lieutenant Colonel Radebe, who allegedly took the confession from Bongane, right? Not Bongane, right? But from Muziga Kulelwa Sbia, who is accused number one in the Meyiwa case, right? Now, I didn't do that yesterday because I saw that I was like, let me not do this one. I could have done it yesterday, but I was like, let me not do this one. Let me wait for the defense because I'm definitely sure the defense is going to ask a lot of questions. Boy, was I wrong. Hey, Advocate Mnisi attacked a specific point that some of the people were not aware that which point he was attacking. But I saw where Advocate Mnisi was going. Mngomezulu. Fantastic job, right? Advocate Nxumalo. Job done. As they begin to ask questions, you then begin to say that, icon. Yabona, now where I'm standing. The evidence of the DNA, number one, the DNA evidence doesn't link these people. Number two, the confession are not make sure. Accused number one and two, these so-called confessions that were taken from these people. I've reached a level where I say no. And let me say this again. These people might have been wrong in other criminal activities. We get that. But for the Meyiwa case, no. I'm about to take you into this journey. But also, not about this journey alone. What I'm about to do, I've got a very important announcement to make. Right. So you better stick around. But before we take this journey, are you interested? If you are, please stick around. As you stick around, I put it to you that you subscribe, you like the video, you comment in the comment section below, you watch this video until the end. I put it to you that you watch the ads. I put it to you that you also watch this video until the end. You share this video, I mean. Speaking about sharing this video, remember I said to you, I've got some few, let me bring a little bit closer my laptops here guys. I've got some few announcements that I've got some few announcements that I need to announce, right? Mngomezulu, was there anyone else in the room when the interview with Mr. Spear took place? Radebe, it was myself and him. Mngomezulu, so no one can confirm what you are saying. Radebe says yes. Okay, at this moment, the job is not yet done. Let's leave it. During the interview with Spear, who was there? Just me and him? Mngomezulu. So in other words, nobody can confirm that. Okay, Radebe. Let's continue with Mngomezulu. Mngomezulu, in our consultation with the accused, it was made clear that the interview did not take place in May. Radebe previously indicated that that it was a mistaken recording of the date and all the stuff. Mngomezulu, according to the proforma, it indicates that the interview happened on the 4th of May 2020. In other words, it is the wrong date. Radebe, that's what I said. Mngomezulu, when did you realize the mistake? Radebe, after it was given to the defense. Now, wait a minute. You think here everything is done? Remember that this is supposed to be a fair trial. But I like what the defense are doing. The defense have been communicating with us. You know, it's not the first time Mnisi spoke about the fact that documents are coming in drips and drop. Am I quoting him wrongly? He said it, they put it on a record. It's there. You can go get it. The information is coming, it's coming as drip and drop, and that's going to cause a postponement. And others says, these lawyers, do you think these lawyers are good? Even an intelligent and a good lawyer knows that when you are receiving information now, you cannot just run with that information. You need to wait. Look at things proper. But what Malo is doing is forcing this defense to look at information in a rush manner. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna make them, or he's indirectly forcing them to make a lot of mistakes. Let me tell you this. Today we got to know that there was a statement that was made in 2020, right, by this same person, but they were never given the statement. They were only given the statement today. Remember, what's the purpose of a pre-trial? Is so that you brief the defense. This is what I'm gonna do. These are the documents. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, we're supposed to believe that these people are wrong. They are the five accused, and we're supposed to believe that the state has got a watertight case. If you have all these things together, if you have all these things combined, then you better Then you better help me here. I want to understand this. Why is it that you are playing a dirty game by not providing the defense with all the necessary information on time? If everything is okay here, these people are the right people to be prosecuted. These are people who are enjoying a fair trial. If this is supposed to be a fair trial, why the state, the defense is giving information? They are being given information in drips and drops, as Advocate Mnisi will say. Now I get the defense is busy communicating with us. Guys, be careful, we are being held hostage by the state here. Broad daylight. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad, even if they don't win this case, the defense, but because they keep putting these things on record, one day when they take this case under review, it will be there on record that they were not given information on time. Why? Because they want them to be frustrated, make silly mistakes, because information is coming in drips and drops. Speaking about drips and drops, remember the announcement that I make. Guys, I do have stories, right, that I need to cover, right? One of the stories that I need to, I have a lady that I need to talk to. I think she stays in Val. She was arrested and, look, it was said that she kidnap or kill the daughter, something around that. There's that story. There's a story of people that got that got fired by a big media company for non-compliance to vaccination. There's a story that I know that of a lady that was abused at work, harassment. You know what I'm saying? I need to cover that story. There's a story of a lady that they've got a problem where they look. It's like what's the story? Their child was taken by the hospital. They were never allowed to see the child, and even then, they were never allowed. That story is very painful. Like, you bearing a child that you don't even know that the child is yours or not. That's the horrible story. So I'm saying, guys, please bear with me. I'm working on your stories. Those are some of the stories, guys, that are coming up on this YouTube channel. That's why I said I've got a very important announcement to make. Also, with regards to the Mngomezulu case, there are things that are coming up that are gonna be nice to hear. It's gonna be music to your ears. Right. Mngomezulu, you said when you arrived, accused was in holding cell in Albertine. Radebe says yes. Now Mngomezulu says the second mistake. The second mistake is the time you received the request. Mngomezulu, the nature of the assault was choked with a plastic bag or over his face. Radebe, I can't comment on that. He would have reported that. Guys, you cannot be like I said. This is just a lie, and I don't believe this. And I'm gonna tell you this. I was in a situation like, remember that when I said that around Natal Spruit, before the hospital Natal Spruit was moved to Vosloorus, where now I think it's called Teremogoran Hospital. Before it was there, so I think it's around 2008-9, right? So there used to be this thing where they called it Waisheba. You know what I'm saying? So I got hooked without noticing that I'm being hooked, and they chowed my money. As I was going to report to the police, I saw the van, so I was rushing towards the van. These people overtake me and talk to the police, and you could see that they are talking to people that they know. Now I saw them giving the police money, and the police just drove past them and never did anything. That kills the confidence now, because I don't know who to trust. That was the situation with accused number one. He couldn't have reported anything concerning police to a police person because you don't know who to trust. It's just that clear. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. So yeah, in that show, to me, it doesn't make sense. And there's one who collaborated that, and your reason for that is that you feared he could escape, and that no genuine reason. Now he was speaking about the fact that this guy nobody wanted to hand him over, blah blah blah, and then I said to myself, why police does not want to cooperate with another police? Yet you are expecting, now listen to this one, you are expecting accused number one to report this to you, but you yourself are untrusted by other police. If they trusted you, they would have given you, they would have easily signed this person to you, but they don't sign this to you because they don't want to be held accountable. Why they don't want to be held accountable if you are trusted? Did you get what I'm trying to say? Why accused number one should trust you if other police don't trust you? I don't know if you see what I'm saying. Here, this guy, this thing of lying, it has got a tendency of exposing people. Here, you could tell that he was lying. And his lies expose him. We resume with the lawyer of accused number 1 and 2 here. Okay, he says Mngomezulu was doing the cross-examination. Mngomezulu asked Radebe to go to paragraph where the proforma that deals with Radebe saying that he was called by Geninda to assist him with a case. Mngomezulu, is it on purpose that this does not specify which case? Radebe says it's not. Look, it's not uncommon. Mngomezulu, okay, or look, respond that, okay? Okay. About the case of Senzo Meyiwa, how did you come to know about his death? He says on TV, okay, so you had a knowledge before the accused were arrested, that there were other people who were arrested in connection to this. He says, yes. This point becomes important because I think Mngomezulu touched on this point, but Mnisi didn't touch on this point. Then Nxumalo touched on this point. So this point, as we proceed, you will see it in Advocate Nxumalo's okay. So now Lieutenant Colonel Radebe says he had no prior knowledge about the pointing out. Mngomezulu, in your mind, because you said you had no prior knowledge where you under the impression he was going to point out on a case he was not he was arrested on. In my mind, it was the accused that wanted to point out wherever he wanted to point it out. Even this story does not make sense. There's this person that wants to point out things. Guys, let me use logic here. You are a police, nah? And you get told that there's a person that wants to confess, right? What if this person is taking you to a place where there are people waiting with guns and they're going to ambush you, right? So if you take it from that angle, then it brings this aspect. Isn't it worth asking the question or knowing where we're going and what are we going to be doing? I think I'm joking. Police these days, in situations that, remember that accused number 1 is painted as this guy, who's feared. There are police with big guns, heavily armed next to him. He's painted as that. You know what I'm saying? That heavy, that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, if for instance you take the narrative that he is that dangerous, now you are led by a person who is dangerous. He's leading you to a place where you don't know what is going to happen. But you go there anyway with just 2 vans, probably 4 police, metro police. Guys, please. Maybe look, let's make use of our mind now. Trying to think, is this not a pure deception in a broad daylight? Like this guy is lying here. There's no logic in what this guy is saying. This guy's lying here, I'm telling you. So Mngomezulu says, are you aware, Are you aware that as accused person, look, as you said, he freely gave you the information, is not a supplementary information. However, I never formed part of the investigation. The information I had was very little. I had known about this case. I'm going to jump this one. However, I did not I did not, because I didn't have a depth information on the investigation into the murder and blah blah blah. Mngomezulu, if it came into your attention on the 5th of June 2020 that the pointing out were to conduct were related to the Mayowa state, didn't not conflict with what you knew. Radebe respond. I was informed that his respond. Okay, let's jump this one. Let's jump the respond that one. He had informed all his right and chose to continue. The accused preferred to continue. Mngomezulu, I am specific to the right legal representation. However, all the right does not mean that the other one is regarded. The other one is above the other one. This is another one where this person did not answer the question here. He just ran away broad daylight. The right to be represented was supposed to be clearly represented, clearly highlighted. But when he was pressed towards this, you know what he said? Hi, all the rights are equal. No. Here, this is a confession. That's why we've got these likes of Mr. Ngiako that does not exist. In fact, in a case where you've got Ngiako that does not append his signature, but it's supposed to be a fair confession, and it's not under duress, it's just a fair confession. This is the same case here where you say, when you are asked, did you explain this person's rights? All of them. No, all the rights are equal. Did you explain the rights concerning a right to a legal representation? He does not answer that question. Why? Because it's going to incriminate him. Mngomezulu, I'm curious to know why there was no follow-up when he says he understands the right. But the question don't only stop, I understand, it goes further. You say, Colonel Radebe, right? He sounds confident, but it doesn't mean that he's honest, right? He sounds straight, but it doesn't mean that his answers are straight. Don't confuse the two. You know what I'm saying? Do not. Only explain the right in the pro forma. Mngomezulu, did you ask the accused when he was arrested? No, I didn't. Mngomezulu, why not? Radebe, because he informed me he knew what he was arrested for, and he was in custody on a different matter, which is the issue of drugs, blah, 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 blah. No problem. Wait a minute. It's funny that he answered that way. I'm going to go back. I'm going to get back to this one. Right. Mngomezulu, did you ask the accused when he was arrested? No, I didn't. Okay, just jump. I'm going to get back to this one. Guys, Longo today was trending. Guess what? Longo is mentally, as a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? My sources are saying something different. My sources are saying where Longo stays, it doesn't stay far from the sharks, but Longo stays in a very decent place. But in public, it appears like, let's leave it there. Mngomezulu, did he inform you that he was going to point out freely and voluntarily without being induced by anyone? Yes, hence there is a statement after the performer was completed. Mngomezulu, did the accused tell you he was going to do the pointing out in relation to this case? Radebe, yes, hence there is a statement that comes after the performer was completed. So there's something here. I'm gonna come back to this one. Did you know why he was kept in Albertine police station prior to being taken to Vosloorus? Radebe. The only reason now would be that they transferred him there. Okay, you know that he didn't answer the question. He avoided the question. He was being evasive, but it's supposed to be truthful because he's a colonel. For God's sake, he's a colonel, a rank that we should trust the most. But he didn't answer the question anyway. But let's jump. Let's continue. did he, as a person who intended to make a point out, freely and voluntarily inform you he wanted to point out for a different matter? Radebe, he was informed. I took it that he knew he was being informed. Oh, wait a minute. This is a guest. This person is guessing. He's a colonel, one that is supposed to be understanding what a confession is supposed to mean, but somehow he's guessing. I took it as the law. It's based on facts, not based on I think. It's based on facts. Present facts before the table. That's what the law is about. Hi, yeah, nah. My question is, did you inform you that he was going to do the, okay, we've already covered this one. Okay. Mngomezulu, you made a lot of mistake in the pro forma. Radebe. No, Mngomezulu. First, you said you received information on the 4th of May and you wanted to correct it under oath. You agree. Radebe, yes, it's human error. Mngomezulu. Is it human error also? That there was no record of this. Hey, yeah, nah, this human error. Just continue. So you can't dispute he was not assaulted after being taken to Valeria police station. Radebe, I can't dispute something I did not see, which is fair. You know what I'm saying? Mngomezulu, during the pointing out, can you assure the court there was no investigating officer there? Radebe, I can assure that. Mngomezulu, did you know Sergeant Muhwane, what was his role? Radebe, the last time I saw him was at the police station. Mngomezulu. Wait a minute. My information tells me that when they force you and they punish you, they intimidate you, they will be around this, but they don't want to be on record so that they make sure that you do what they want you to do. Right? Hey, we're busy cracking the secret within the South African Police Service. It's so funny that we're busy. I'm sure they are looking at me and they're like, hey, this one, why is he revealing our secret? I'm sure they are like, hey, look. I'm doing my work here. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to say? Why am I supposed to say, hi, this is the truth, and this is not the truth? Somebody's calling me, guys. Hey, another podcaster. Can I answer this one? Hey, Noni M Podcast. Welcome to Nyapila. Guess what? Lalela, because I'm in the middle of a recording. Just give us your opinion and then I will call you later. What's your take about today's session? I'm in the middle of a recording. Give me your opinion. What's your take? I'll call you back anyway.
Wow, you putting me on the spot like that.
Exactly.
Listen, man. Okay, for me, I watched the part where Mngomezulu was finishing up with his cross-examination with Radebe. For me, it felt like this is Zungu 1.2 situation.
Zungu 1.2.
Yes, sis, I got exhausted and I was feeling like even the judge the other time, I noticed that every time Kilida's name is mentioned, he goes nuts. The judge goes nuts. I think he's tired of hearing, or else he is also like us, like us at some point, feeling like, what the hell is wrong with this kid? Why is he everywhere? Why is he calling people? The way Kilinda is sourcing, he's no longer a brigadier right now, or a police officer. He's an outsourcer. He's outsourcing people to help him through the whole shenanigans that are happening here. Bottom line is, my whole 2 cents opinion is that this sense of a UI case, God was in it when they were planning this dirty plan. He was there and he was like, I will show you who am I. You can continue doing your dirty work, but within this dirty work, I will show you that I am God. Because there is no witness, not even one, from the state side that have come and did everything perfectly. There is no witness that did not forget that's not what I meant. It's either these witnesses come and be brilliant when they are giving their evidence in chief, and then here comes cross-examination. Someone now does not remember, forgot this. If not, there was a mistake. No, that's not what I meant. No, the stuttering. You, Bongani, I'm done. I'm sick and tired, but I'm here for it because I want the Mayiwas to get their long-awaited justice for the situation.
Bye-bye, Noni. I'll call you up. Look, I'll call you after this video recording. Anyway, Noni M podcast. You just need to go there and subscribe. I'll call you after that. Sharp. All right, so according to Noni, she's like, that was Zungu 1.2. Yeah, I think that was a good analysis. You know what I'm saying? I think that was Zungu 1.2. But again, let's continue. You're right. Also, look, you won't dispute that. Do you also dispute that there was a member of the TRT, Radebe, during the point out, there were no RT members, Zungu, Mngomezulu, who was escorting you? Radebe, the EMPD. Again, problem. EMPD. What happened to South African Police Services? I mean, the SAPSG. Yeah, not the EMPD. What happened to them? Another red flag. Another big red. When you see the EMPD getting involved, you must ask the question, why? This is questionable. But let's continue. Okay, so he asked about that. Mngomezulu, the loco, where the EMPD members present when the pointing out was happening, they kept a distance, which is another lie, right? You are getting into a known environment to you. You don't know who's, because police get ambushed. We know that there are police that got shot in around Cape Town or whatever. They got ambushed and they got killed, and then their guns were taken. So where do you get the audacity to allow them to distance themselves? So that guys, this is just one orchestrated, one hell of a lie, man. Come on, guys. Sorry to swear. I don't swear, but I want this one, young asshole. Didn't you see a minibus that has the members of the TRT? No, I didn't. Radebe answers. Where were these members of the EMPD during the pointing out? They kept a distance, my lord. Okay. My instruction is that accused number 1 was arrested on the 3rd of May 2020. During the arrest, he was assaulted. He was taken to Fostoras next to municipality area where he was assaulted with a plastic bag. Thereafter, he was transported to Albertine during that. Do you remember something? Oh, guys, come on, guys, come on. Huh? Do you remember that okay, Noni M was just saying that when they were planning this thing, God was like, I'm going to expose you. Big time. This colonel, the date was when? The 4th of May. The accused says, no, Mina was arrested on the 3rd of May. This thing of lying, telling you, it will catch up with you. It'll catch up with you. Okay, the judge wanted some clarification. I'm not gonna go into the judge's clarification. My instruction is that the local was arrested on the let's leave this one. We've already covered this one because he was taken to Fostoras and what, and then that way he was tortured. We're gonna leave that alone. He was assaulted by police so, okay, I'm going to leave the judge. Look, Mngomezulu, look, accused number 1, Mzuga Ukulelasbiya will come and deny giving Radebe direction to that crime, look, to that scene and pointing out, I wouldn't have known the place, blah, blah, blah. Like, Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel, icon. They are right about when you are 2. Sibiya had should have taken him to the entrance of he asked us that let's take him to the entrance of Fostoras and then he will take us there. I'm like, my man. Mngomezulu uthi, Accused number one will come and deny that he ever gave you direction. Radebe, I wouldn't have known this direction, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know you guys, when he was arrested, he was taken to the Tabong in Tembisa, where he was assaulted, suffocated, and then taken to Fostoras, where he was further assaulted. Do you have knowledge of that? Radebe, no, I don't. Mngomezulu, he was assaulted at Deepkloof. Oh, look, yeah. Okay, let's forget about some of the things that he said here, which no longer important. Apart from that, I'm going to jump some of the things that I think they are not important. Now, Mngomezulu says Mboto had document and said to Sbia, when he gets to that place, he says he found him being assaulted there, which Mboto, right? Mboto utige, look, when he gets to Deepkloof, this guy was being assaulted, right? So Mboto walks in, they stop assaulting him, and Mboto came with papers ready and said, sign here. If you don't sign here, they're going to beat you. And this is collaborated because, Mngomezulu was giving me this. Guess what? I spoke to a particular person within the subs, my source told me that during this time, what usually happens is that when they forcing you to confess, they will torture you and then come with everything. Yours is just to sign. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And here it makes sense. This person was telling me this yesterday. And I'm like, what is this police saying to me? I was like, this is what usually happens. These people. And I was like, yeah. And guess what? It's not just one person. I spoke to different investigators. Guess what? I get the same answer. All investigators are saying this usually happens. When they assault you, they do all these things and then they come with papers and then they give you the papers and then you sign. Sign something that is already written by them. They know the story of, look. Yeah. So I guess Mngomezulu that when he was done, Mnisi took over. Mnisi, you were in your when you were in your what he spoke that English. What did he say? I've never seen the statement. That is the expose of the state. The state is presenting the statement, where they were saying, this is a statement that was made by this one, look at the colonel, the lieutenant colonel, and Mnisi says, I've never seen that statement. So they are expected to cross-examine without the statement. Yay, guys. Yay. Baloyi. We see you, Advocate Baloyi. We see you and your team. We noticed that. If this trial is free and fair, why do you ambush the defense? We've got a problem with that. And if you want to throw examples, go to the Thabo Baxter case. Hey, those people sounds prepared. Like you can see that it looks like they've got nothing to hide. I'm not expecting them to play these Mickey Mouse games that are being played here. Those ones, they sound like, though I'm against Baxter and Nandipa, but I like the preparedness of the state, guys. And I'm gonna go against Mshololo on that case. It's very unfortunate. She's my favorite, one of my favorite. I like all of the defense, but where in that case, very unfortunately, I'm going to be against her. But, okay, she's doing her work at the end of the day. Now I'm going to be doing what I need to do. I'm for the state, that side. The state must deal decisively with Thabo Baxter and Dr. Nanda Famakutuman. That's what I'm for. I'm advocating for. Right. Okay, Baloyi, Mshololo said, no, Nama, I've never seen the statement. Mnisi says, I've never seen the statement. Nxumalo says, I've never seen the statement too. Right, so the judge, the judge was fair. The judge says, okay, I'm going to adjourn from 12 just to 12 until 2. You guys are going to have to go through the statement. And I was like, this judge, and this judge says, Mngomezulu, you have a right to re-examine this or to cross-examine this person, because the statement, you cross-examine without a statement. If you feel like you want to do it, please. And I was like, let us not learn to be negative always, even when there are good things. When the judge is right, guys, let's learn to say the judge is right. I want to hear the judge was fair. Guys, the judge was fair. I was like, Rata, big up. The old man here, I was being fair. And I'm like, wow. But Mnisi then came back and say, you understand that you would be dealing with something relating to a confession when Grenada called you. Radebe says, yes. Look, it looks like to me you were in your fringling stages with regards to doing pointing out. What's your answer? Yeah, Mnisi, what experience when you? I'm like, Mnisi, that's Mnisi. What kind of experience? You were aware that you were going to assume a role of a peace officer when Mr. Sibi appeared before you. You had assumed the role that is similar to that of a magistrate. Yes. Yes. So when Kininda called, you understood from an onset that you will be dealing with something or asking to a confession. Yes, as an experienced member of the South African Police Service, you know, you will be entailed when someone says, "I need to make a confession." Radebe says, I met Spear at Alberton police station and there was an argument about handling Spear over to look over and then I ultimately signed out and took him out, right? Where did you meet Spear for the first time? Radebe at the Alberton South African Police Service, and there was an argument about him being handed over. That alone, yeah, what is this thing of lying? Why is it? How is it that they don't trust you? Because if you are a trusted police, and that they know that you are capable of doing things, they should have just said, "Oh, okay, boy, this is our member. We trust him. Sign." Why is it that they don't want to append their signature? Actually, I don't want to label this point. I want to leave it there. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Take it step by step. We were saying, is Mickey, I started to the performer, I came with it, and Mnisi, you didn't even ask him his name. It was, it's written there. You could see that what Mnisi was trying to do here, he was trying to push him to go step by step and name things. And this guy is so good. Mnisi. I was like, Mnisi, you're going to get me there. I'm not going there. Hi, his name is there. Instead of answering, I did 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. Instead of answering that, remember, this is the lieutenant colonel. Instead of answering that, meandering around the bush. Are we supposed to trust him? Is he trusted if he doesn't answer simple question? But how do you assume? It's a disgrace in society that you've got people like this who assume serious positions, occupy. How do you even trust you to begin with? You can't answer clear, cut question. No, but we're supposed to trust you for the why. For the why. You went through the form. You did not even ask him his name. The performer has space that requires name and blah blah blah. You could tell that this police is lying. It's just meandering around the bush. Show me where is it written, and then he reads the performer and blah name Mngomezulu Sthemba Sibiya, right? The manner in which you went about is indicative. In your experience, Mnisi, the judge opposer, and then Mnisi stood his ground. You spoke about photos taken of accused in the office. Do you have the photo album? Radebe says yes. In that photo album, may you take the court into photo with you, into confidence of the photo and all the stuff. Radebe, I never said that, and I'm not interested in this meandering around of answering questions that are not important. point. But I could see where Mnisi was taking this person, and this person was prepped or was prepared enough, or they prepared him not to allow them not to allow the defense to take him into the process, because they knew if the defense take you into the process when Mnisi was taking him, they knew that's where the loophole was. You know what I'm saying? That's where the defense was aiming to expose him. And then he was clever enough to cover himself. Mnisi, the process you employed and when you were interviewing the accused is indicative of the level of experience you have in the process of pointing out, my lord, that is not fair. That is not fair. Stopping an interview for a picture himself. No, it's not fair. Mnisi I could see where Mnisi was going here. Mnisi was basically saying, this interview never happened. Do you remember what I told you about my sources? They told me that no, usually when in the cases where you are assaulted, tortured, these things doesn't happen. The things that you get told about. So Mnisi had that knowledge to say this has never happened. Mnisi was looking for an evidence where it can prove that you were with this person. Obviously, here even the judge was on his side, and I could see where they are coming from as well. But I understood both sides. The judge was like, by law, there is is not obligated. And then Mnisi was like, conventional wisdom should have told you. And then the judge was like, okay, it's fine. So the judge then was drawing the line to say, when I'm making a judgment, I'm going to make a judgment on the basis of the law, not on the basis of just a conventional wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I see where they are going with this. You know what I'm saying? It was very much clear. Mnisi, it says there's no stationary requirement for the witness to have taken a picture of him with spear. I've already argued that before you, right? Mnisi, you knew. Mnisi, you know, when you take a confession, a person must be in a sober senses, not unduly influenced. So Radebe says yes. That is an incumbent of a person doing an interview. Radebe says yes. Now, as an officer, what did you do to satisfy yourself that all these things are there? The fact that you say there are no indicative, they say that the fact that the fact that you say no indicative that you did not ascertain whether further deponent, future deponent, not further, future deponent was freely and voluntarily making the statement and tainted the process that you were about to embark on. I don't believe so. That is when I saw, Mngomezulu. He's going through this process. He's making sure Mnisi was dealing with the process. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, I see Mnisi. I see you. I was like, I see you, Mnisi. I see you. Right. Did you, at the time, establish he was taken to the district surgeon to establish his state of health? Mnisi says, no. The fact that you did not, to this last questions, are indicatives, as you did not ascertain whether the future deponent was assaulted or not. And then it makes sense. Yabona guys, let's work hard and have money, because clearly in this country, I remember there's this female lawyer. You will find her with episode Kamashabela. In that episode, that woman said, in South Africa, in order for you to succeed, you seriously need a lawyer. And I was like, this lawyer now, now I see. This lady was telling the truth. Now I see, I'm like, this lady was telling the truth. I was like, at first I was like, oh, there she goes. She's hungry. She's looking for our money. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Mnisi then concluded his cross-examination. Those were highlights within his cross-examination. Then we go to the crush of our girlfriends. Nxumalo, my daughter. Why is Nxumalo the crush of our girlfriends? I don't get it. Nxumalo, I don't like you. And the reason I don't like you is because you are the crush of our girlfriends. And for that, I don't like you, Nxumalo. I like you, Nxumalo, but I don't like you, Nxumalo. You know what I'm saying? You got me. You got me. You got me. Right. Nxumalo, you said you were not aware of the change of the charge that he was facing when accused did the pointing out. I wasn't aware. That is another expose. And I was like, Nxumalo, where are you going? You will see where he's going. Before you sign an entry, did you read it? Probably I did it in a hurry. Nxumalo, are you saying you never saw the charge written on the page? I never saw it, and I was like, this guy's lying. There's no way. This guy's lying. This guy is seriously lying. In other words, what I'm trying to say is he knew exactly what the guy was arrested for, because it was already written on the papers that he signed. And I was like, oh, yes, I see, Nxumalo, where you're going. And I was like, okay. No, man. I almost said, Mkapigalanga. No. Nxumalo, oh man, why am I forgetting 8,000 Nxumalo? Hey, okay, I'll get it. Okay, you also didn't make note of the pointing out. Radebe says true. Have you previously done note of a pointing out? Guess the answer. No. Right. So those are some of the things that I noted, but there's another thing that I noted before I continue with this. You know, I have noted that 65% of you guys are not subscribed. It worries me. It can't be that this channel has got a lot of people that are watching it, but they are not subscribed. That worries me. You know what I'm saying? That worries me. So we need to reduce the number. Right? 6 days left before we close October. And we are on 27,000 subscribers. 3,000 subscribers. We need 3,000 subscribers before we can close all of this. But let me sit down a little bit, because I don't want to get angry because some of you guys are not subscribed. Well, speaking about people that are not subscribed, do you think Lieutenant Colonel Radebe is subscribed to the truth? It's just an ask. Just an ask. Somebody called him. Somebody says this is. She's saying this is Zungu 1.2. Invasive. Doesn't answer. I'm asking you this basic yet fundamental questions, and I'm expecting you to answer me on these ones. If a person who is sitting in a high-ranking position is untruthful, how are we supposed to trust the SAPS? And I'm going to keep saying this to people. This is the case that the South African Police Service were supposed to show their excellency. This is the case where the South African Police Service were supposed to demonstrate their capabilities. This is the case where... Yeah. Okay. Let me cool down a little bit. This is the case where, remember, within the civilians or the citizens of this country, most people don't trust the police, right? This is the case that was supposed to redeem police. This is the number one case in this country in terms of interest. Most, if not all, they are looking at this case. People are interested to know what is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? There is this public interest. This case trends every single day when it is on session. You know why it is trending every day? It's an indication of how much people are interested to see justice being done in this case. But at the rate and the pace, I don't think, in this current pace, and the witnesses that are being given to us here, I don't think we will ever come to a point where we are satisfied with a lot of things that are happening. We are supposedly supposed to trust the state. And don't get me wrong, guys, police, by definition, police are very important in society. Very, very important. But also we cannot be lying to people. Just take it. Look, how many police have testified in the case of Senzo Meyiwa? How many police have testified? If a magistrate is not trusted, a police officer is not trusted, and those are people who are supposed to administer justice in this country. But people have less confidence in such people. I can tell you this, and I will tell you voluntarily. And don't accuse me of saying this, because I'm telling the truth. If people don't trust a magistrate, if people don't trust a judge, if people don't trust the prosecutor, if people don't trust the police officer, they are most likely to take the laws into their hands. To avoid that, we need this institution to redeem itself and be trusted by the ratio in terms of trust. At least it must sit at least above 60%. If the ratio says less than 50% people trust police, what are you expecting? Does the case of Senzo Meyiwa serve as an example that people should trust the state? Does it inspire confidence? It's key. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna qualify my statement. This is supposed to be a case where we build the image of the South African Police Service, but we are losing it. So wait, I said I'm going to qualify everything that I say. Let me qualify it. I've got 4 stories that I'm about to do, right? Number one, there are people that got dismissed in one of the big media company. Guess what they were dismissed for? They were dismissed because they did not vaccinate. And because of that, and even today, people are being dismissed in that company. It's a big media company. I'm going to deal with that story, right? But in this story, let's look at things from magistrate and judges' point of view. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of shady things that are happening there, right? As if that was not enough. There's a woman in Val. She has served in prison. And guess what? She was accused of, is it molesting or raping or killing her own daughter? After serving, there were some shady things that were happening as she was being arrested. It was then later discovered that she's got nothing to do with this. She's still looking for justice to say, Pella, you guys arrested me. What is going to happen? Nothing. I'm not sure I'm paraphrasing the story, but the story is very painful. People are writing to me. It's just that I'm drafting their stories, guys, and I'm preparing because I need to deliver the story in a manner that is, I'm going to other stories as well, in a manner that is listenable and watchable, right? Also, guys, if you are a lawyer, if you are an investigative journalist, if any law firm, I'm going to bring some stories in this channel, right? Can you guys please assist those victims, right? Please. There are stories that are gonna come up here. Hey guys, there's stories that are gonna come up, and it's gonna be a shame, right? Now there's another story of this woman. Now they have a baby. There are complications with this baby. The hospital takes this baby, and upon taking this baby, they are not allowed to go and see their own baby. And I was like, that's strange. Your baby is taken and you are told this baby has got some challenges. The next thing, guess what? They are not allowed to see that baby. The next thing, they are burying a baby, and even today, the way this baby was buried, they were told just bury this person. Don't even check. You know what does it not scream something? Guess what? The problem now is about getting justice. It's difficult for this family to get justice. I'm just talking about stories that are coming up in my head. I'm talking about stories that relate to the issues of justice. These people write to me because they want me to publicize their stories. Peradventure, there's a lawyer, there's an advocate, there is a law firm, there is an investigative journalist that want to pick up on the story, investigate the story, and publish it further. You know what I'm saying? Because investigative journalists, they are very good at what they do, and please don't never ever undermine investigative journalists. So when they give me the stories, they give me the stories because they want justice. They want, even if it's not from the South African Police Service, but they want this investigative journalists to come dig deep into the stories, and ultimately they want to get justice. So when their stories start getting published as well in the newspapers, what they want is to get justice. Think about these people who just buried a young baby, that they are saying, that's not our baby. What happened to our baby? There was some shady dealing in the hospitals. Their baby was taken from them and they were told their baby is sick. Never did they saw the baby again. Such stories speaks of justice in this country. Today they are going up and down seeking for justice. They are not getting justice. Hence now they start writing to me saying, man, please publicize this story. Maybe somehow an investigative journalist is listening, is going to pick up on my story. Maybe a law firm is listening, is going to pick up on my story. Maybe there is a good Samaritan who is working within the investigative team. Maybe there's within the South African Police Service who would like to pick up my story and do it. Maybe you are in the private sector, you are doing investigation. Maybe if you are in private sector, guys, please pick up the stories, guys, and do your work here. You know what I'm saying? Take the story on pro bono and let's publicize the story. But ultimately, these are matters of justice. People are busy complaining that we've been crying for justice. I'm saying, in contrast to everything that I said, you have now Zungu, a pathetic liar, but is a member of the South African Police Service. What happened to Zungu? I heard that Zungu is somewhere now. He's gotten an offer somewhere in Mpumalanga. It's an allegedly. I heard that he's somewhere in Mpumalanga. Standerton, something around there, is working there now. It appears like he's got a new rank. I'm not saying it. Allegedly. Appears like Zungu's got a new rank. Let me keep quiet. Nothing. Allegedly. I heard something like that. So my bone of contention in all of this is that whenever we see a police being on the wrong side of everything, it discourages the citizens in this country. There are so many stories that I'm going to be doing in these channels. Painful and horrible stories that are from the citizens. And if you are one of the citizens, this is what I'm going to be doing, guys, going forward. The best possible way, if you want me to because I'm free to this, right? And I said that I'm gonna book a studio session with Sen Studios, which is Ndibuti and Pastor Bay Studio. So I already have their numbers. I did take the quotations. What I want, you guys must tell me, right? If you are interested in giving me a story and you want it to be published as soon as possible, the best possible way is that you come forward and you tell me, okay, I've got this type of a story. I need to make sure the Pelanam, it's a good story. So you need to give me the summary of your story. Like, try to highlight things there and there and there and there. That's what I'm saying. And then once the story is highlighted to me, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a phone, call Sen Studios and book a session. And then we are going to go there, record your story, publish your story, and then at least let's ask people to come and help us as well. But I'm also trying behind the scene to connect to the right people. There are a lot of work on my shoulders, and please, guys, there are a lot of work on my shoulders. Like, there's gonna be something right now that there's this lady. I'm not gonna say her name, but yeah, she works at the library, blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna say her name. She's helping me doing something, you know what I'm saying? So about Senzo okay. So there are a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? While at the other look, on the other hand, we're supposed to be doing something for Senzo with other people. Do you get a point? So on the other hand as well, I'm supposed to continue with my personal life and then the podcast. Do you get a point? There are a lot of things. So please help me. If you are giving me a story, rather I prefer now. I see good. Okay, people have given me stories in the voice note. I saw that, okay, you know what, these stories must be given in writing. Just rather write the story for me. That's gonna make things easier. But I'm willing. This podcast is for you. We're gonna share everything here. So that looking at the stories that I already have, I think it is good if people decide that, you know what, let's write each and everything that we want Bongani to tell the public. In that way, if you are not interested in us sitting down having an interview, that is what is going to help me fasten or hasten the process of releasing your story. So yeah, my podcast is available for anything that you want to talk about in society that troubles you. My podcast is open 24/7. Right. Now, let's work together, guys, going forward. But that has been my summary for today. Advocate Nxumalo, she's going to take the stand tomorrow. She's going to be on the other side. And then deal with Lieutenant Colonel Radebe. I'm just hoping and wishing that I'm curious, okay, Uzovela, from which angle is she going to use to expose these people? Because wow, it's been an expose after expose after expose after expose. But the painful and the shameful thing is that the people that are getting exposed here is the state, people that are supposed to trust in society. But can we say that? No, I doubt we can say that. I doubt we can helpfully say that. But that's the long and short of the things that I've seen in today's episode. But guys, please do remember, we are on our journey to 30,000 subscribers before the end of October. Do like the video, comment in the comment section below, subscribe. Doing all these things, guys, it's free of charge. You need to watch the video look up until the end. Doing all of those things, guys, is free. If you want to financially contribute to this channel, click the join button. Guys, you will pay from as little as 20 Rand a month. If you want also to donate, there's a button just next to subscribe. You just scroll there. There's a button called thanks. You can donate an amount of your choice there. Right. Nevertheless, I love you guys. Please see you on the next video. Oh, I almost forgot to address something, but I'll address it on the next video. It's fine. Guys, see you on the next video. But until that next video, people, please take care.